for having me as always. When it comes to everything that I do, what a great introduction. I probably do too much, as Pete will tell you. So I have my hands a little bit too full these days, but you know what? Juggling it's fun in the process. That being said, social media is the largest. I always tell people it's the largest word of mouth platform. So if you're somebody who says that the best recommendations or the best business comes from recommendations and referrals, or that the majority of your business is coming through recommendations and referrals, and you're not on social media, you're missing out on opportunity. Social media gives you the ability to build relationships and build community and trust in a very organic, authentic way. And it has, as Pete mentioned, it has changed so much. I like to tell people a little bit about my story. I kind of grew up straddling both worlds in the sense that social media came out while I was in, let's say, high school, right? Facebook, the big one, really started to become a thing when I was in high school, and then Instagram in college. And, I struggled with it because I realized what life was without social media, but then I also saw what life could be with social media. And as any young kid does, you get carried away and you get sucked into the scrolling, or I should say consuming of social media. And for me, the shift happened in 2021 really 2020, at the time when COVID hit. I had a print publication, and part of that was social events. And obviously social events were a little bit tough when COVID hit. And so I pivoted and went to social media, and realized over the course of just 3 months that I was able to track more ROI for the businesses that I partnered with in 3 months than I had 3 years on the print side. And that's not anything against print. There's definitely a place in this world for print marketing. It does fantastic. It's just not trackable. And so for me, that got me addicted to the trackability of social media. And that's how I then went down this path of social media management and digital marketing. So social media just really has this unique ability to tell your story and to build relationships with people who you want to know more about your story in a very authentic way. So I am a big advocate for, if you're on social media, you want to be consistent. If you're not on social media and you can't dedicate yourself to do it, maybe don't get on, because you don't want to do it wrong, right? I mean, at the end of the day, anytime you're present somewhere, you're representing yourself or your business. And if you're not going to be representing yourself the right way, then you're going to give people the wrong expectation of what your business does. So to give an example of this, I work with a doctor down in Florida, actually, and she's trying to pivot away from being the face of her company. But everything that she does on social media is all about her. She's changing her business name to not be Dr. XYZ. She's changing it to be a little bit more generic. And I told her she's got to incorporate her staff and her team, because if you're introduced to Dr. XYZ and then you go to the practice and that's not who you see, you're going to be disappointed. So think about that when you're on social media. You want to build that relationship. You want to build that experience so people know and expect what they're going to get if they partner with you as a business. So I hope that that was helpful. If you ever have any questions about social media, feel free to reach out. I always say advice is free. You only pay me if you want me to work for you and do your social media for you, but advice is always free. So you can find us anywhere really using Miss Social Media. So we have a website. It's Miss-Social Media. That's MISS like Miss America, but miss-socialmedia.com. You can also find us on social media at Miss Social Media on pretty much every platform. So Pete, thanks again for having me. It's been a pleasure as always.